Alright guys, let some people join in. Let me know everybody can hear me okay, and then we'll get this thing started. It's been a while. It's been a while. So we'll let a few more people join in. And just let me know you guys can hear me good, and we'll get going here. A lot of new stuff, you guys. A lot of new stuff is going on. So, we already have the Hellcoda video in queue for tomorrow. Let me just get this set up here. What's up? Howdy, how's it going? How's it going? Get some people in here. Alex, what's up, Alex? JBZ, alright, we can hear. Hemi Power, what's up? John says loud and clear. Alright, good stuff. Preston, he's back. Yeah, it's been a few weeks since we did the Friday Night Live. We kind of had a few things happening. 2 weeks ago, I went to go pick up that trailer, so I literally was driving Friday night 2 weekends ago to Arizona to pick up the trailer, and then last weekend was my birthday weekend, so didn't get a chance to do Friday Night Lives for you guys the last couple weeks, but we're back. Thunderstruck says, what's up, brother? You look a little tired. No, I'm alright. I'm good. It's been cranking away on a bunch of stuff, but I'm good. I'm good. I was working all day on the Dakota again, so big announcements too, you guys. I'll kind of remind you guys a few times, and we'll talk a bit more about it throughout the live, but I will be at Carlisle Chrysler Nationals in Pennsylvania the beginning, well, I guess not beginning of next month, but it's in July. I believe July 7th to 12th, like that kind of weekend there. So I'll be over there at the Holly booth with the truck. So if you guys are from the East Coast or somewhere over there and you guys want to see the Hellcoda in person, it's official. I'll be there at the Holly booth with the Hellcoda. So that's why I'm like doubling down on everything right now to get it all ready so that we're ready to go. And that's why we got the trailer and getting the Ram all situated. So it's just been non-stop over here. Joe says, do you think I could SRT Demon swap a 1970 International Harvester Travel? I don't know what that car, or what that is necessarily, what a 1970 International is. But yeah, I mean, anything's possible, really. Thank you, Alex, for the birthday wishes. Also, thank you, Thunderstruck. Yamar says, what up? Everything is looking awesome. Enjoying all the content. Thanks, man. I'm just keeping it cranking, and it's crazy where this is all taking us right now. So, but I'm excited. I'm having fun doing it for you guys. Niall says, do you still have the 5.7 Hemi? Yeah, so I still have the 5.7. I was going to sell it. As you guys know, we were going to use that engine as a build for the Ram, the last Ram. But, plans kind of changed, and now I still have that motor. But what I'm thinking is I was going to just sell the motor because I was like, well, I don't really need it for anything. But I think probably in doing that, seeing the way everything's going, I'm going to keep that long block, and then we're going to do a build on that, and we'll probably put it into something. I'm thinking more of a classic. I don't want to, I hate to say waste or use the word waste, but I don't want to use the Hellcat motor on a classic, kind of like a show and shine type truck or car. I'd rather use the 5.7. We could build that engine up and throw it in a classic and just kind of have like something we can cruise around with, versus putting that other Hellcat engine that we have, tossing that into something we could actually go fast with. So it's kind of my thought process. We'll do like a little build on the 5.7, the brand new crate engine, throw it in probably a classic, or who knows what else will come up. But yeah, we still have the 5.7 Hemi. We'll be doing a build on it at some point, but you guys know we got like a million things on the go, so should be fun. A lot to look forward to here. Hunter says, do you have any professional experience? Would you ever work in a garage or a dealership? Yeah, I've worked at a few shops before. I've worked at least one shop when I was in my late teens, early 20s. Worked at a performance shop, and they built a bunch of pro street cars and a bunch of street cars as well. So I had my hands into that, and then other than that, it's just all hands-on experience, more or less. Other than just shop class and stuff in high school, but yeah, pretty much just self-taught and just a passion for it, which is why I've learned to do as much as I have. But yeah, that hopefully answers your question. Oh, but and then the second part of your question is, would I ever work in a garage or a dealership? I don't think I would work in one. I might own one, but just with everything going on right now, um, there's a lot of weird stuff right going on with that RPM Act and stuff like that, and um, they're going after a lot of places that are getting paid money to modify somebody's vehicle in whatever form or fashion. So I'm just kind of sitting on the sidelines looking at that stuff. I think it would be cool to offer some of that stuff in the future, but the way things are going right now, it's kind of a weird game to be in. A lot of shops are getting, you know, fined from EPA and stuff for modifying people's vehicles and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's just a weird game to be in. Unless you just do like, you know, wraps and lowering kits and stuff like that and nothing performance related, but you guys all know that's not that fun, is it? Next question. Did you ever figure out the high beam issue with the Hellcoda? I haven't messed with it, honestly. As long as I have headlights for now, I'm cool with it, but I'll mess with the high beam thing later. But yeah, I haven't addressed it yet. Thunderstruck. Where's the details on where you're going to be with the Hellcoda? So, like I said, it's going to be at Carlisle Chrysler Nationals in Pennsylvania. It's a huge Mopar event. There's like over 3,000 vehicles registered right now for that event. So it's going to be massive, and the Hellcoda will be at the Holly booth. So you guys can find me there. I'll post more details as I get them, but that's like a month away. Pretty much like a month from now. 3 weeks a month, I'll be over there. So that's why I'm doubling down on the Dakota stuff right now and making sure that I get as much done as possible. There's going to be a lot of like little pending things, but as far as like just getting stuff done, but it's going to be an ongoing project, but at least it's, you know, functional right now. Oh, I might have skipped somebody's question. Richard says, what brand are the Hellcoda seats and the price you got them for? Those are Corbeau seats. Those are Jason's. I'm just borrowing them. So, but I think he paid around $1,000 or $1,200 or so. Don't quote me on the price, but Christian, what's up? Alex, the speedometer doesn't work. Comments are driving me crazy. People relax, it'll get. I know. Everybody's so worried about the speedometer. Like, literally, the truck functions perfectly, but I mean, that's like the least of my worries at this point. But I agree. Nicholas, how do you use a Facebook Marketplace? I can't figure it out. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just, I mean, I'm sure there's Google videos on how to use it, but literally just on your Facebook account, you'll see like a little house-looking thing, and that's the marketplace, and you just go in there and search for whatever you want. Change your radius. You can change where you're searching from, and that's where I've been finding a lot of deals. That's where I found the trailer, actually. What's your plans for the Viper? I don't know. Right now, it's just kind of on hold. It's kind of on the back burner. I mean, it's boosted. It's pretty well situated. I've been working on that thing for years, so I've changed every bushing. It's got full suspension, pretty much every single thing you could possibly do to that thing to fix it up. Eventually, I would like to go for more power, because right now it's just like on a soft 5 psi, but I'd like to be, you know, making some serious power with it. There was somebody that was interested in purchasing my supercharger kit. I gotta follow up with them. I've just been really busy with stuff, see if they're still interested in that. But if I do end up cashing out of my supercharger kit, then I'll be looking at doing something either twin turbo or who knows what's next. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, that was part of the plan. But like I said, I've just been nonstop with the Dakota stuff, so we'll see. JBZ, how's the progress on the hood? I'll update you guys as I'm updated. I think they've obviously cut it and formed it and whatnot, but as they start shaping it and stuff like that, I'll give you guys some updates. So I don't have any updates other than the posts you guys see on Instagram. I haven't been by my buddy's shop, but hopefully soon. Now says, hey, yo, let's do a 5.7 Hemi swap of my Dakota. I know, right? 5.7 go-kart. I know, right? That would be cool, too. That engine's massive, though. What are your thoughts on the 5.7? I just put a new long block in, and it still ticks. Thanks. It shouldn't tick. It's probably an exhaust leak, honestly. But, I mean, if it's got a like loud actual valve train noise, it's kind of. I mean, they're known to be a little bit noisy, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. Thanks for all the info you provide us and the content on the channel. I enjoy all the videos. Thank you, sir. Jeff Hemi, what's up? My Charlie has automatic high beams, and it would do the same thing. Tried disabling it in the settings. Yeah, I don't know if it's turned on or not. I honestly haven't messed with it too much, but I'll have to check it out. Brian, what is up, Boosted? How you doing today? Pretty good, man. Just been wrenching away on a bunch of stuff, so a lot of progress though. But you guys will find out more on, like, I'm already, so tomorrow's Hellcoda video is already ready to go. You guys already see the premiere. I'm already working on the next Hellcoda video. I'm trying to like double down on it. So I've already put in a bunch more hours and work on the Dakota. And actually my stuff for my rear differential just showed up too. So I've got the locker. It's not in. So in the video, you guys will see tomorrow in tomorrow's video, like that thing hooks now. A lot of people were worried if the truck was going to hook up. I haven't even, in yesterday's video and the tests runs that we've been doing, I still don't have the locker in it, so that's going to apply more power to both wheels. I think right now it's a bit of a one-wheel peel situation, so keep that in mind. And then 2, I didn't have my Caltrax bars on, which I'm just in the process of finishing up that install, so I didn't have my traction bars on. And we were hooking up, you guys. So with the new tires, which you guys will see in tomorrow's video, we're actually getting really good traction. So I put a drag radial tire on there, like a super sticky tire, and without even warming them up or doing anything, just, you know, running out there and not even airing down, like, she's hooking. So a lot of people are a little bit deceived. They're saying that, you know, it's still spinning. It's not spinning. I'm not even, you know, exaggerating this. When you guys see the tack moving, that's it, how fast it's going through the RPMs and going through the gears, and that's hooking up. So it's just flying through the gears, because you gotta remember we have a 392 in the back end right now as far as the gear ratio. So it's just blasting through the first few gears, and then it starts picking up, but it's hooking. Like, the thing is insane. And like I said, that's without the traction bars on it, without the locker in the differential, which I just received, so we'll be doing that next, and without airing down the tires or warming up the tires whatsoever. So I think we're going to be able to get this thing to hook pretty decent, which is really exciting. Jeff says, saw your review on the fog lights for the Ram 1500. I bought me a pair from Amazon. Nice. Let me know how you like them. Darren says, well, hello there, John. When will the hood be ready to put on the Dakota? Ram EcoDiesel looks mint too. Not sure on the hood. We're probably going to wait till we paint the whole entire truck to paint the hood, but we will see. But yeah, the hood should be ready before everything else. I might, if you guys are just joining in, the truck is going to be at Carlisle Chrysler Nationals next month in Pennsylvania. So if you guys are somewhat over in that area and you guys want to see the truck or meet me in person, ask me questions, whatever, I'll be at the Holly booth for the whole weekend. So come down and check it out. I'll be there. But yeah, I've been trying to get the truck ready for that event. I'm not sure if we're going to have time to paint it. I'd really like to paint it before we go out there and put the hood on and have it all decked out, but we're 3 weeks away before I have to leave. It's going to take me a few days to get out there, obviously. So kind of crunch time right now, but just plugging away on everything. And yeah, the EcoDiesel, I'm really happy with how the EcoDiesel is looking. I haven't seen one that kind of looks like a sport, or it's sported and, you know, have that appearance to it while still having all the, you know, leather and stuff inside, which is what I was trying to build. So we definitely accomplished that. Super says, love the content. Keep up the good work. Appreciate it. Thank you. Door panels ready. I haven't even touched door panels yet. I've just been getting all the mechanical stuff going. Do I wish this in Daytona right now? No, right now it's not too bad. I'm just working away, so keeping busy. Still got a lot of work before I can, you know, enjoy the truck. So yeah, I'm just spending time in the garage, and it's nice because this garage is already all set up. If we end up relocating, it's going to be a bit of a setup time, so I want to make sure that the Dakota is kind of finished before doing that. That way, it's not so crucial to have a full shop setup. John says, thanks again, John, for all that you do. Content is great and keeps me putting in the work on my own vehicle along with others like the video people. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. That's what the videos are here for, to, you know, show you guys what I'm up to, and, you know, if it inspires you, that's awesome too. Or gives you ideas, whatever it is. Or if you guys want to do the exact same mod, like, I supply all the links and stuff to the parts that I use. So, oh, that's the other thing. So, talking about that, I just ordered the parts today to be able to do the Brembo calipers. So it's kind of a weird one because I haven't seen anybody do it. So I'm going to use the rear calipers off the Hellcat for my front calipers. And, oh, you guys haven't seen that video. So we did install the rear caliper. Like, there's so much going on, you guys. I'm trying to keep up with what episode you guys have seen and what I'm working on currently. But you guys will also see we do the rear disc conversion. So in tomorrow's video, you guys will see that. So we have disc brakes on the rear of the Dakota now as well. And it greatly improved the stopping as well. So now the truck actually feels a lot better stopping, even though I haven't done anything with the fronts. Ordered the parts for the front brakes now. I ordered 14-inch rotors, Viper rotors. So those should be in the next few days. And right now I'm just trying to track down from a local junkyard 03, 04 spindles. And then it's kind of hard because a lot of them don't have ABS. So I'm trying to get just the spindle, and I'm going to order 2 new hubs that have ABS on them. Get the ABS sensors, and then I can try to see about wiring that in so that everybody can finally be calmed down about the whole speedo thing, because I need ABS sensors, which that truck doesn't have, to be able to give me some sort of speedometer reading. So lots of stuff in the works, but yeah, so I'm ordering all that stuff, and then I still got to figure out my brake lines for doing that setup. But I've seen some guys on the Dakota forums use the Viper calipers, and there's 2 different, you know, versions or eras of Viper calipers. So I'm talking the Gen 3 and up calipers, which is the same ones that I have on my current Viper. Some guys use the 0304 spindle, Dakota spindle, and then they use those Viper calipers, and then they made their own little bracket and drilled it and made it work. So I was going to do that, and then when I went and looked at the calipers for the Hellcat, they use a caliper that's similar to the CTSV, like 09 CTSV, and it mounts from the side. So it might be a blessing and a curse. Once I get into it, I'll really know whether it's going to be easier or less easy. So like I said, the Viper, you'd have to see it. Maybe I'll explain it in the video, but the Viper caliper mounts from bolts straight down, so you have to make like a 90-degree bracket, whereas the Hellcat caliper mounts from 2 bolts from the side, almost very similar to the way that the 0304 caliper mounts. So I might get lucky, and it might be very easy to make a bracket, or just drill 2 holes, we'll see, and maybe some spacers. But that's what's in the works for the front brakes. So we'll have Brembo brakes in the front. We got a nice disc brake setup in the back. The reason why I didn't go full Hellcat brakes, I think I explained in the last video, or I'll probably explain it again in tomorrow's video. I didn't want to put full Hellcat brakes because then I would be stuck with running like an 18-inch wheel in the back when we go to the track. The nice thing about the brake setup that I have now, the disc brake setup, is I can still put a 15-inch wheel in the back for when we want to put our slicks. You guys already know we have 15-inch Hoosiers mounted on rims ready to go from our previous track days, so that way I can just bolt those up. We can go to the track, get maximum traction, and then take them back off, put our 18s on for the, you know, whatever normal use. But let me get back to some of you guys in the comments here. John says, thanks again, John. Oh, I already read that one. Thanks, John, for your comment. Michael, I would appreciate the axles at minimum. Oh, upgrade the axles. It's not so much the axles, it's the components in between the axles and my current drive shafts that need to be upgraded. The axles are a beefy axle. Darren says, do you have the 5.7 brand new engine and Hellcat? Any ideas for them yet? I think I answered those questions a little bit earlier in the live, but yeah, still have the 5.7, still have the Hellcat. Thinking the next Hellcat's going to go into a single cab Ram. I think we're going to do like a modern SRT8, kind of like, you know, how I have the SRT10 Ram. Kind of want to do like a modern version of SRT8 Ram type thing, since, you know, Hellcat engine, 8 cylinders, you guys get the idea. something like that, like a street performance version. Same as like they just came out with that Shelby Super Snake or whatever the heck that thing is. You know, the single cab F-150 that's, you know, going crazy. Kind of want to do something like that, but that's down the road once we kind of get settled in with everything that we got going on right now. You should have 5.7 Hemi with 8-speed swap on a 2004 Ram 1500 because the third gen Ram isn't very popular. People think it's an underdog, so you can turn the truck into a sleeper. Yeah, that's true too. The only thing with doing it that way, I kind of like the idea of doing it with the 4th gen because all the electronics are in the same era, so a lot of the stuff is plug and play. Versus if I do it with a 3rd gen truck, it's going to be the same as a Dakota. Like, nothing is going to work and everything's going to have to be converted. So it's just a little nicer to do with the newer stuff. So it's kind of why I'm thinking 4th gen. Rick says, are you still going to try to graph the Charger door handle into the Dakota? Yeah, so I do want to try and do that. It's just whenever I get a chance to do it, I'm just really buckling down on the essential stuff right now. Good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to find a project / daily pickup. Any suggestions? I mean, options are endless, really. It just depends what you're into and what you like. A lot of guys, and I don't know if I'm responsible for any of this, but I mean, the fact that you can get a Dakota fairly cheap and you can use the Holley swap kit and you can, you know, go get a junkyard engine and throw it in there, like, I think a lot of guys are starting to consider the Dakota stuff, which I think is cool. I think it's cool that there's those options now. There's always been a lot of options for LS stuff in the Chevy world, but now a lot of the Mopar, Mopar stuff is starting to come around where you can start swapping in modern Hemis into some of these older Mopar vehicles and bring them to life and kind of bring new excitement and fun into them. So I'm pretty pumped. It's a good time to be an enthusiast. Jess, have you seen those dumb squatted trucks? Yes, I have. I have seen them. I saw Whistling Diesel destroying them too, which is pretty funny. First gen Durango with a 6.2 Hellcat motor would be crazy. I mean, I feel like we pretty much did that. We just did the pickup truck version. So whatever I do next is going to be a little different for sure. Just to keep it exciting for myself and for you guys as well. Because that would be almost a similar swap. So keep safe, dude, for sure. Will the new Ram Sport GT be your next project truck? It comes with a console shifter. I haven't even looked at it, honestly. Doug says he's staying in Cali. Nope. We are not. Not sure where we're headed yet, but that's next. So like I said, the next month's going to be crazy, running around going to the shows and stuff like that. And I'm going to see if there's some different things as well, like different shows or, you know, stops we can make on our trip as well. I'll have to look into it and plan that out. Hellcoda merchandise soon? I think so. Like I said, I gotta make some time to get some of this stuff cranked out. But yeah, I'll start doing some Hellcoda stuff for you guys as well. It's just, I've been non-stop on the project. I haven't even had a spare moment. Jeff says, yeah, you're gonna need those large discs and calipers for that large motor. I know. We definitely need the stopping power. Get Koenig wheels for the Hellcoda. No. Those are a lower end wheel. You guys will, if you haven't already seen it, you'll see the wheel that we got. It's a pretty nice wheel that we got on the truck right now. You're gonna make passes at Carlisle. I don't think they have that. As far as I know, it's just like a show event. I haven't seen anything as far as, like, other than entering just the show event. I think that's all it is. I don't think there's any racing going on that weekend. You from Vegas? No, I'm not from Vegas. Close, but not from Vegas. Hunter said, would love to see a square body on the channel. Would definitely buy that merch too. Which square body are you referring to? I know a lot of guys call a few different square body things. A lot of Chevy guys that talk about square bodies, but I know a lot of first gen Dakota guys call that the square body. So which one do you mean? Third gen Ram with Hellcat motor in it. There's 2 votes for third gen Ram. I thought about bringing back the Daytona 2005 Ram 1500 by replicating it on a 2017. That spoiler on the back of the 3rd gen Ram would be amazing. I'm not a big fan of that big spoiler. I don't know. I think it's just kind of, for me, it doesn't do it. It's completely non-functional. I think it looked kind of funny, to be honest, but to each their own. Planning to replace my spark plugs on my Dodge Ram 5.7. Is there an easy way to do this one besides the back looks not easy to do? I have a video on that, and there's a tool you can get for like $10 or $13. I don't know what the price is at now, but it's cheap regardless. Get that tool. It makes a world of a difference doing the spark plugs on a Hemi. And even in general, you know how most of the spark plug tools, they're just like a rubber thing, and you gotta mess around with shoving the spark plug or the socket on the spark plug. It's got the rubber thing on it, and then you pull it out, and the rubber thing is stuck to the spark plug, and you gotta shove it back in the socket. The tool that I have has a magnetic swivel on it, and it's got a magnet that holds the plug instead of that stupid rubber thing. And that swivel allows you to get into some tight areas, and it makes doing any spark plug job easier. I use that tool on everything now, but check out that video that I have on that Hemi spark plug change, and you'll see the tool in the link. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on with everything, you guys. Like I said, we got disc brakes on the rear of the Dakota now. You guys will see it, kind of giving you guys a little teaser or a little spoiler, but Caltrax traction bars are on. I just finished doing that. That was not an easy task on the lowered truck. I'll tell you that much. I had to do a bunch of customizing to get the Caltrax bars on there. Should have had it done yesterday or this morning, but it was like an all-day event, cutting stuff and making them fit. But they are on there now. I just gotta set the preload on them. But Caltrax bars are on. I haven't driven it with those Caltrax bars, so I'm not sure how the traction is gonna improve. I'm sure obviously it's gonna help. Definitely can't hurt. But yeah, just been plugging away on some stuff. And then, like I said, I started ordering the parts for the front brakes. I think beginning of next week, I'll pick up the 0304 spindles. There's some guys locally that have them. So I'm going to pick up those. And what else? Just a million things. Oh, we also have, this is how crazy it is right now, you guys. We have a trailer build coming. So I got a bunch of parts on the way for the trailer, parts, accessories, that we're going to be installing on the trailer as well. So we got to get the trailer ready and equipped to be able to go all the way to Pennsylvania. I got to check the bearings, repack the bearings with grease, check the brakes on the trailer. I got to get a spare tire. We're replacing the winch on the trailer. We got new tie downs coming. We got a bunch of stuff for the trailer. So full mini, or I guess not full, but a mini trailer build series. We got to test putting the Dakota in, see how we're going to strap it all down. I also have weight distribution bars for the trailer I still got to install. Like, it is just crazy over here. A lot of stuff going on. Mopar King, the new rims are sexy. I know. I really like the new rims, honestly. Jeff Hemi. Matt, would definitely like seeing a 14 and up Ram RT for the Hellcat swap. Yeah, I'm thinking the same too. I don't know if I'll necessarily get the RT. I mean, there's not much that makes the RT an RT by the time we start stripping it down. I'll probably try to get like an Express or a base model, and then we'll upgrade it. I think that would be a cool way to go. Get like a complete bare bones base model, since we're going to pretty much rip everything out of it. And yeah, single cab, short bed, and build a Hellcat Ram the way we think Mopar, Ram, Dodge should have built it. So that'll be the next project once the Dakota one settles down. But right now we're like redlining right now with the Dakota. It's just, we're in overtime right now trying to get the Dakota ready, get the trailer ready, get this place ready to go, relocate, all that stuff. It's nuts, but it's fun. Jeff says, can't wait to see the Dakota on the track. I know, it's going to be nuts. We're almost there. Like I said, I got the components for the differential. They just showed up yesterday. I haven't even had time to open the box to see what's inside, but I'm going to crack that open tomorrow. And yeah, I'm going to try and get the differential maybe sorted out this week. I'm on the fence. I'm trying to decide whether to tackle the diff rebuild myself. I mean, it's not rocket science, and we built a complete custom truck. I haven't had to do that stuff by myself. So I kind of wanted to do it with somebody that's already done it. So I'm trying to set that up. Trying to see if maybe I can do it at Rockstar Garage. Go over there with those guys and they can give me a hand ripping apart the differential and putting the gear set back in. But I just haven't done it yet. But like I said, the parts just showed up. Are you going to put SRT center caps on the new rims for the Dakota? Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to find. I just haven't researched whether the center caps for an SRT, if they're the same as the Viper wheels, if they'll fit. But I got to figure that out. But I do want to put SRT center caps, not Viper ones, because I don't think it would go with the theme. Paint the trailer black. No, I'm not going to be painting the trailer black, especially with being in the south. I looked at some different options, even gray trailers, charcoal colored trailers, which would look cooler. It would match the truck that we currently have. Although, with the way we're changing trucks and vehicles around here, I don't even know how long we'll have that truck for. But as boring as a white trailer is, that one does look really nice. And at the same time, too, you got to remember being in the south here. Having a dark trailer, a black trailer, charcoal colored trailer, it is an absolute oven inside of it. So having the white trailer is a blessing. Being in the south, it keeps all the heat out and keeps a little bit cooler in there. Plus, when we're at the track and stuff, like it's nice to have somewhere to get out of the shade and not be sitting inside an oven. So, and it's got a workbench in there, so if we need to work on anything at the track, like I'll be in that trailer, and I don't want to be inside an oven. Jeff says a trailer build. Yeah. So we're gonna do a mini trailer build. Nothing too crazy, but like I said, we're going to upgrade and replace the winch. Going to get a nice Bluetooth remote. Going to get some nice straps, some tie downs. I got to check all the bearings, install the weight distribution, hitch, and all that stuff. And I have like the anti-sway bars, those kind of like brake pad looking things that go on the side to stop the sway. Doug says the Dakota has room for more boost. Any plans in the future? Yeah, definitely. That's the nice thing is once we get the thing fully sorted out and we're getting full traction with the power levels we're at now, then yeah, we'll throw a smaller pulley on. Throw some Demon or Red Eye injectors on there, maybe even some E85, and turn things up. So it's kind of nice. So that engine has a lot of, like you said, it's got a lot of room in there. The other thing too is the engine that I have. Sitting on the stand, it has a ported blower on it. So if we want to, we could take the blower off the engine that's in the garage, and it's got a ported blower on it, and put it on our Hellcat, and it would be even faster. But I have a feeling the next truck that we have is going to need all the help it's going to get, because it's going to be a little bit heavier for sure if we end up doing a Ram. So probably leave the ported blower on that unless we get real carried away with the Dakota. But the Dakota is going to be fast as heck, just as it is, with that 8-speed on there, and then turning up the boost, it's going to be a handful already. Darren, have you test drove the Hellcoda a few times, or have you started driving it for doing a little day run abouts locally? Couple things on that. So yeah, you guys will see in tomorrow's video that I'm still working. There's a lot of work that went into tomorrow's episode. So fortunately, unfortunately, it's not. Tomorrow's episodes are going to be a long one again. I think it's almost 40 minutes, but it's not like just 40 minutes of me, blasting the truck. There is, what you guys saw, the teaser video of me taking the truck and, doing some test hits, but a lot of work went into tomorrow's episode. We did a lot of stuff on the truck, accomplished a lot on the truck. And the other thing, too, is that truck now is not something that I daily or would be dailying. It's not something that I, leave or let out of my sight. It's got so much time into that truck that I can't risk leaving it out. It's just, not to be paranoid, but it's not something that, I'm going to go park and go shopping in. Like, you're never going to see that truck sitting somewhere unattended. So, with that being said, it's just not something that I'm just using to run errands, unfortunately. Just with the times these days, I don't want to be coming out to it and not sitting there anymore. Jeff says, just use a tradesman for the Hellcat swap if you're looking for a base bone truck. Yeah, so I kind of want to do that. I think it'd be more fun, more exciting for all of us. I want to get a bare bones truck, and then I want to upgrade it with stuff so we can sit there and do some fun stuff. I don't know, throw a Longhorn interior into it. Or just do something a little bit different than just getting an RT and taking the engine and the transmission out of it. So, and like I said, there's not a whole lot that make the RT and RT. I think some people said that it has a different torque converter in it, but that's going to be, a non-issue with us because all that stuff is coming out. And then, of course, it's got a limited slip with 392 in the back, but I mean, we can put that in fairly easily. So, it's not much that's going to be making, like I said, the RT and RT once we do what we're going to do to that truck. So, I'd rather just find a base model or an Express or something like that. Henry says, have you found a place to go? No, not yet. Like I said, I've just been trying to buckle down with the Dakota, and now that I'm got to go to, some of these shows and stuff, I'm just focusing on that. So I'll have to focus back on the house stuff once I get back, but that's where we're at. California is an oven. Yeah, well, compared to, it's all relative. When I was in Phoenix picking up the trailer, that place is definitely an oven. So it's a lot more cool over here than some of the other areas, but yeah, it's warm down here too. Do a wrap on part of the trailer with your logo. Yeah, see, that's the other unfortunate part is we're going to be traveling so much so that it's a bit of a heat score. I don't know how else to say it. There's a lot of people out there that like to, steal things and stuff like that. So not drawing the extra attention to me is probably the better thing when we're going to be on the road and stuff like that. As much as I do, trust me, as much as I do want to, do that, it's just not a good idea, unfortunately. Is there a way to insure a truck like the Hellcoda? Yeah, so there's different insurance companies that'll insure for like declared value and stuff like that. So, but at the end of the day, it's just something I'm trying to, avoid as far as like just putting myself in positions where, things are more vulnerable. So, I've already gone through certain lengths. In case anybody has any ideas, everything has full tracking devices on it that you're never going to find. Kill switches on it, so that's stuff that I don't document on YouTube. But yeah, if anybody ever tried to take it, they're going to be in for a bad day. But at the same time, too, I'm not putting myself in positions where things, are easy to take or do stuff like that. So, but yeah. Like I said, everything is got full tracking on it, and they're not going to be able to find it. So, like I said, I know where all my things are at all times, but at the same time, yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it at that. There's tracking devices on all of our items. So, if anybody ever decides to get brave and take anything, I'll be following them with the police. So. Let's see. Make a video of SRT10. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I know a lot of guys are fans of the SRT10, but yeah, I'll have to get some content for you guys on that. It's just like I said, trying to get ready for all the shows with the Dakota. I just haven't been focusing on the SRT10, unfortunately. But once we end up finishing the Dakota, we'll be getting back to all the different vehicles and builds and stuff like that. Henry says, stay incognito, better off. Yeah. So, like I said, it's just less headache. Unfortunately, it's just, that's the times that we live in these days of people taking things. Want to let you know you're the reason I dropped 10 G's on my 5.7 Hemi Sport. Dang, son. I got addicted to my tuner. It says I should throw a cat in anyways. Thanks. Love the channel. That's awesome, man. Hopefully you're enjoying the investment you made. But what did you end up doing that you spent 10 grand on your truck? Jeff says, yeah, don't put the logo in the trailer. They'll draw a lot more attention. Unwanted. Yeah, exactly. So trust me, as much as I want to, like, because it would be good advertising, right? It'd be a rolling billboard across the country. It would be good for the channel, but just, when you're not, when you're at hotels or you're parked, it's just makes it a little less enjoyable having to be, alert all the time. Good to hear. Yes, sir. Truck with trailer and money project inside was just stolen a couple weeks ago. Luckily, guy got everything back the next day. Yeah, see, like, that's what I'm saying. It's just, you got to watch out these days. So, just better to kind of stay low key. Mopar King, did you hear about Ryan Mayer's Banana Ram? Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot lot of rumors going around on what actually happened. I'm not really one to judge on the situation, but I saw it. So if you guys don't know what Mopar King's referring to is, I guess Ryan Mayer was supposed to be going to some sort of show, or I think he was over in Daytona Beach area or something like that. Somewhere in Florida, I believe, but maybe not. But anyways, he was by a beach or something like that, and I guess somehow his truck, his project he's been working on YouTube, ended up rolling onto a beach, essentially. I guess they were driving next to some sort of road. I don't know if they were, I think they were trying to get some sort of footage or something. They said somebody was sitting in the bed of the truck. The story doesn't make sense to me, though. That's the only thing. I'm not trying to, hate on whatever happened, but I guess the claim is that he was cruising, doing like 20 or 30 miles an hour, and some lady in an F-150 rear-ended them or hit them, and then they flew off the road and rolled the truck onto the beach. But the thing that doesn't add up to me is that's a big, heavy truck. So, and an F-150 isn't necessarily a heavy truck. So if you're doing 20 or 30 miles an hour and somebody hits you at 110, but you're only doing 30 miles an hour, I just can't see that kind of rolling taking place. Like, I would think you'd have to be going faster to have that happen. It's kind of just like a physics thing. Like, if you have a big, heavy object and a light thing hits it, like, the light thing is going to change its direction sooner than the big, heavy object being his 2500 Ram or whatever it was. So, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't see how, if you were only going 30 miles an hour, how your truck could roll, like, as many times as it did. But I don't know. It seems like a weird situation. There's a lot of rumors saying that, he was drunk and all that. I have no idea whether any of that's true, but definitely unfortunate. Regardless of the situation, it's, terrible to hear things like that happening, but I don't know the full story. To me, it doesn't add up that his truck went rolling if he was only doing like 30 miles an hour. You would think that it would just like tip over or something, right? Who knows? Henry, hopefully you're gonna share the car show with us. Yeah, so I'll be at the Mopar Nationals, or what's it called? Carlisle Chrysler Nationals. I don't know. It's kind of weird, right? Because Chrysler doesn't even really, the name Chrysler isn't even really a thing anymore, at least U.S. But yeah, I'll be there for the whole event, so I'll be filming and stuff like that too for you guys. That's the other thing. I gotta find a laptop because I sold my old laptop because it was a dinosaur. So I gotta buy a new laptop so that I can edit videos for you guys on the road. So just another thing to add to the list. If you had to pick one of your car to have nitrous, which one would it be and why? Right now, I would say the Viper, because the Viper's pretty situated. It's all beefed up, and it's got good traction as it is, and I think it could handle whatever nitrous you throw at it as far as traction. So, yeah, I mean, obviously I wouldn't do anything to EcoDiesel. The SRT10 Ram is kind of a heavy truck, and it's got a 6-speed manual in it. I think the best chance to be the biggest performer would probably be the Viper right now. The Hellcoda has already got enough power as it is, so I don't think throwing spray at the Hellcoda would be necessary right now. The thing's already a beast right now, so. But yeah, that's what I would go with. Mopar King, he said somebody hit him. When I seen the picture, my soul got hurt. I know. Yeah, like I said, it's unfortunate. It's just the story doesn't add up to me, but it's a little strange one. And Jeff says, yeah, that whole thing didn't add up to me either. The full story will come out later. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's just, I guess the good thing is that nobody got hurt somehow. Like, I couldn't even imagine if you were sitting in the back of the bed of a truck and getting ejected somehow. Like, that's just so lucky that they didn't get squashed between the truck as it rolled over. Like, who cares what the actual story is? Just kind of like a miracle that nothing happened, honestly. But like I said, it still doesn't make sense to me. If his claim was he was going 35 miles an hour and it was like, posted 35 or 45 or whatever it was, like, if somebody hit you doing 110, like, I could see you, like, but I can't see, like, when you look at the skid marks and from where he launched off the bank where the beach is to where the truck stopped, there's no way that somebody hitting, that hits you at 110, especially in a light truck, an F-150 versus a 2500, there's no way that that 2500 is going to pick up that much speed and launch off the road if you're only doing 35. Like, I would say maybe he's doing like 50 miles an hour and something hits you at 110 and bumps you up to like 60 miles an hour. That makes more sense in my head, but who knows, right? Buy an Apple laptop. Yeah, so I always was a PC guy until I started editing videos, and once I found, Apple, I've always had an iPhone, but got like the Apple, or like got a MacBook, and then right now my everyday go-to is an iMac, which is what I'm streaming on right now. It's just, I'll never go back to a PC after doing that. But yeah, so I gotta get another Apple laptop. Just my last one was like a 2011, and I kept, with doing all the editing that I was doing, I kept cooking the motherboard in it. So I cooked that twice before deciding to get rid of that computer. And I need a newer one for editing all these videos because it eats up a ton of computing power. But yeah, so I don't know. I gotta double check, see if there's any. Let me actually look. I want to see something here. Somebody said about the We Are Mopar show, but I think it might be on the same weekend as Carlisle. Let's jump over here for a second. We'll check. Matt Glover says, I'm gonna go to Carlisle, so I'll definitely see you there. Glad I get to see the Hellcoda in person. Awesome, yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like I said, I don't really know you guys by face, so if you guys see me walk around, like, don't be a stranger. I'd be more than happy to meet with you guys and chat with you guys. I'll be there all weekend, so yeah, it'd be cool to catch up with you guys. So if you see me, don't be a stranger. Come say hi. Ask any questions and hang out, whatever. Like I said, I'll be at the Holly booth, so even if you don't see me at the Holly booth, just ask them or whatever, and they can text me and I can come back or whatever, so I can meet up with you whenever you're there. But let's go check something for a second, because some guys were saying about the We Are Mopar event. Let's see, I'm going to run over here. We Are Mopar. I want to see what date that is. Oh, it's in September. So, yeah, so this one's at Texas Motor Speedway. We Are Mopar. That would be cool to go to. But let me check one other thing. I'm also going to be at Moparty. So let me see. Give me 1 second. Moparty. So I'll be at, I don't know, I don't know how I end up in this weird thing on Google. Moparty. Holly. So I'll be at this event as well in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Okay, so the dates kind of align, you guys. Let's see. So I'll be at this event September 17th to 19th. So maybe I'll try to make the We Are Mopar event too. I think that makes sense. So I'll try to do that, since that one's like, a week before or so. I'll have to burn a couple weeks out that way, but I think that would make sense to do that. To go to the We Are Mopar event in Texas, and then continue on to Moparty. So if you guys want to meet me here, like, I don't know, you guys are located all over the place, but definitely mark the calendar. There's a ton of stuff here. I'm going to be actually drag racing, or hopefully I will be drag racing the Viper, or not the Viper, the Hellcoda over there as well. It'd be cool if I could bring more of my vehicles there, but we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, I'll definitely be at Moparty, and I'm going to be at the Carlisle event. But let me check one thing. Yeah, so when I looked, there wasn't any racing or anything at this event. It's just like a show in China. So apparently there's over, just so you guys know, there's over 3,000 vehicles registered for this event. So it's going to be crazy. So I don't think there's anything as far as racing. Yeah, it says showcasing. They have Mopar Flea Market. Manufacturers Midway. So I'll be at Manufacturers Midway at the Holly booth. But yeah, I don't see anything about any racing or anything going on. Club Challenge. Yeah, I don't think there's any racing. Oh, so there's Dodge Thrill Rides. Let's see. And then there's like an autocross thing, which the Dakota is not really fit for any sort of autocross events. So yeah, there's Dodge is gonna be doing some stuff, and then there's gonna be an autocross event, which, like I said, not gonna be the Hellcoda's forte. I don't think there's anything else. No, I don't see anything about drag racing or anything like that. So let me just switch this back over. But yeah, I'll be there. I'll be at Moparty 100%, and then maybe I'll try to make the We Are Mopar one. It seems like the dates all aligned. I could probably stop in Texas, do the We Are Mopar one, and then continue on to Kentucky for the Moparty one. Buy a Ford F-150 and destroy it for fun. I know, right? I don't have that kind of money, but it would be fun. Henry, did you get the roof in the Dakota, or do we have to wait for tomorrow to find out? No, so I still haven't done the headliner. I've been trying to coordinate schedules with somebody else as well that's local that has a YouTube channel. We're trying to coordinate schedules, but with it being my birthday last weekend and then the weekend before me having to take off to go get that trailer, which I'm lucky I did, honestly. If I didn't go get that trailer, like, think about it this way, I kind of didn't really need the trailer, or so I thought. I thought I would need it for like the move in a month or two. And I was about to place an order for a brand new one, which is going to take like, I think like 8 to 14 weeks. But then I wouldn't have been able to go to this event that we're going to go to in like 3 weeks. So everything's kind of, lining up. Like, everything's working out really well. So the fact that now that I have the trailer, I can use that, and I didn't even plan to, but I can use that to get the truck over to that Pennsylvania event, the Carlisle event. So it's pretty cool that everything's working out this way. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to. I don't know. Our schedules haven't been able to align, unfortunately. So we're gonna see, because he's only available on weekends, but then he's not available this weekend or next weekend. So we're kind of running out of time. So we'll see what we're gonna do. Matt says, I'd love to try to put a Gen 3 Hemi in my box. Oh, I think he means Fox body. Box body? Oh, box body. Maybe not. 96. Just dread the wiring, unless it's better to just pay for the Terminator X. Yeah, it's... I don't know. Some of the older Hemi stuff isn't too bad. Like the, 2005-ish stuff. I think it's not as much electronics as the stuff I have now. But, I don't know. The wiring doesn't really scare me anymore. Ben says, I wish I could make it to any of those events. It would be really cool with my love for Mopar, but that would be quite an expensive trip for me from Canada. Keep on doing the great work. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully soon you can make it up to an event. I know all the border stuff is kind of weird, but eventually, hopefully it'll get back to normal. Jeff says, do you think Dodge would ever be interested in your build on the Dakota? Yeah, so going to this Carlisle event, like, Dodge is going to be there, so it should be kind of interesting to see if any of them come up to me when we're there. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted if any of that stuff happens. That'll be pretty interesting. Judson, you should get a Elephant engine next. Those engines are all sold out, and they're like over 30 grand. So kind of out of my budget right now. It would be cool, but yeah, those engines like sold instantly. So if you see anybody getting their hands on them, I don't know how they're doing it. I love the Hellcoda. Hell yeah, thanks, man. Me too. Judson says, yes, me too. Very first truck was a red 4-door Dodge Dakota with the V8 Magnum. This build, so much awesome. I love to see the retrofitted dash. Yeah, I think the dash was almost just as cool as, and doing the interior is almost just as cool as the engine. Talk to Whistling Diesel, he might be able to get you one. I know, right? I kind of wanted to buy Whistling Diesel's Hellcat just to restore it, but you know, maybe not the most exciting thing, but maybe not necessarily restore it, but just make it way more badass. But somebody else beat me to it. That's Judith's Garage is going to try to apparently make some sort of off-road version of it. But I kind of wanted to get it. I think it would be cool to wide body it and then go to the track with it. Just would have been a nicer addition to our fleet of, you know, vehicles that we can go racing with. But yeah, it is what it is. Henry says that's okay. Trailer more important for moving, and now a test run on it. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if this is necessarily a test run. I guess kind of a test run was bringing it back from Phoenix, but this is like a full send. I'm gonna almost be going across the entire country with it. So, you know, leaving from the West Coast, we're gonna be almost all the way to the East Coast. So I gotta make sure the trailer's in order. I still gotta buy a spare tire because it didn't come with one, so I gotta pick up a spare tire, check all the bearings, check all the brakes, change the winch, you know, do a test run with everything. I gotta fit the truck in there, see how that all fits in there. I gotta hook up my new trailer hitch with the weight distribution bars to the EcoDiesel. Like, we got a lot of stuff going on. How well does the V6 diesel pull? I mean, I was pulling the trailer empty, but that trailer weighs 3,100 pounds empty. So it's not exactly a light trailer, but it was flying. Like, it didn't seem like it was any issue whatsoever. Like, I've towed with a Hemi before, and the Hemi has the power and it has the torque. But if you have an exhaust on your Hemi and you have to go a long distance like that, or even if you don't have an exhaust, it's just annoying to me having to watch your Hemi engine just sing at like $3,000 the whole entire time. Like, when you see the tack on a Hemi just like 3,500 the whole time you're driving, like, I don't know, for me that just bugs me. But that's kind of the case with the Hemi when you're towing heavy. It needs the RPM to be able to build the torque, whereas the little EcoDiesel, it was just sitting at $2,000 the whole time, just humming away, towing the trailer. And I was getting between, depending on whether I was, you know, climbing hills or whatever, but I was getting between like 12 to 17 miles per gallon towing the trailer back from Phoenix. So it only took me one tank of fuel to get from Phoenix all the way back to SoCal. So I don't know. I thought that was really good. Most trucks just get that empty, and I was getting that towing that big heavy boat anchor behind me. So I don't know how much different it's going to be once I put, you know, some weight in it. Obviously it's going to be doing something, but I think half of the battle is, you know, just the drag of the wheels and having the air resistance behind you. So I don't think it's going to change it too much having the truck inside it, but we'll find out soon enough. Henry says loaded and everything. Yeah, so I haven't done that yet. I haven't towed with the trailer fully loaded. I just brought it back empty. Matt says, imagine the previous owner seeing the old farm truck now. I know, right? Who would have thought? Mopar says, you better get started because DIY gang is already building one. Yeah, he's doing a Elephant, you know, 300, so not the same thing. How are you going to get all of your other cars to your new house? I'm going to have to transport them. I'm probably going to do most of the transportation myself with the trailer. We'll see how that goes. Probably going to, I don't know, we'll see how it all goes. Jeff says, if you were able to get your hands on the Elephant Mopar, would you drop it? Oh, would you drop it into? What would I drop it into, or what do you mean? Like, would I put it into the Dakota, or I'm not sure what you're asking. Do a Hellcat swap Razor. Yeah, right. That engine is huge. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't really fit size-wise. It's a pretty big engine. Let's see. Let me know what other questions you guys have. We'll keep going away. We'll keep going here. Trying to think what other news I have for you guys.
I mean, yeah, I could probably make it happen, but whether it would actually, like, I don't even know what I would do with that. I think it would just be ridiculous. So yeah, I want to build like a street truck. I think single cab ram. I think is the next thing with the Hellcat swap, and then actually bring it to the track and go race it and use it. What do I think of the ugly new Mustang SUV? I mean, I don't know. It's not really my thing, but I think it's cool that they're trying new things. Can't can't really blame them for trying something new, right? I mean, it kind of is similar to the, like, not similar, but I don't even know if you can relate a Mustang to a Lamborghini, but it kind of reminds me of that Lamborghini Urus or Yaris or however you say it. I mean, there's kind of just those weird looking SUVs that are starting to come out, right? Jeff says, yeah, I have a coworker with the EcoDiesel 1500. He pulls a 17-foot fifth wheel with it, no problem. Yeah, like I said, this is a nice thing about having the diesel is it's quiet. I don't have an exhaust on it, so it's just sitting there like I said, it was just humming along at $2,000 the whole time, towing the trailer, and it did really well. I was surprised. And I don't have, just so you guys know, I don't have airbags on it. I didn't have anything on it. I just literally put a class 3 receiver on it and a ball, and I towed the trailer all the way back. Now I have a better hitch that has the weight distribution bars and the sway bars and all that stuff, and I still have to set all that up and hook it up to the trailer, but I literally just hooked it and yanked it back. No airbags. It wasn't all bottomed out. Like, it did really well. I was surprised. How often do these AMAs happen? I don't even know you did this. I just found the channel a few weeks back, though. Yeah, as far as the lives, we usually do them every Friday. It's just last few weeks have been hectic, so we'll be on here. I mean, I'm trying to do them every Friday. It really depends what comes up, but usually I like to do Friday night lives with you guys. I know exactly what you mean about being bugged with the V8 at $3,000, and I'm surprised that EcoDiesel had a good amount of torque like that. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, the EcoDiesel has just as much torque as the Hemi, except that obviously it makes it a much lower RPM. So let me actually see. I should know this, but I don't know it offhand. Let's see. Let's see what the torque is. And then, let's see. I think it has more torque than the Hemi, you guys. Let's see. Let me see. That's not right. What is that? I don't know why it's showing me that, but let me... Yeah, so my EcoDiesel has more torque than the Hemi, you guys. So that's why it's towing that good. Look, I'll show you guys the numbers. Let me switch this over. Like, I should know these numbers, but I'm just so busy I don't get caught up in the stats. So here we go. 2016 Ram 1500 EcoDiesel, 240 horsepower. Diesels aren't really known for their horsepower, but look, 420 foot-pounds of torque at 2,000 RPM. That's exactly where I was saying it was sitting. So, so I guess when it's sitting at $2,000, it's sitting right where its peak torque is. So that's kind of cool to know. So like I said, it was just sitting at $2,000, and it loved just humming there at $2,000. Versus, if you look at, for some reason I couldn't pull up the 2016 specs. I was doing some weird stuff on Google, but look, 2017 Ram 1500 Hemi torque. 410 foot-pounds of torque. But let's see where it makes it, though. Wonder where it makes its torque. Torque, RPM. It's probably going to be a lot higher. Why is it so hard to find it? Okay, so it makes 410 foot-pounds of torque at 3,900 RPM, 3,950. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the Hemi makes its peak torque at, $4,000. So that's why your truck's sitting there screaming at like 3,500 the whole time, because it's where it wants to be for towing. Whereas the EcoDiesel is sitting around $2,000. So it's pretty cool to know. I mean, next step for me, you guys, is we're gonna be doing a lot of towing, so that EcoDiesel is gonna be getting worked this year. But eventually, I do want to step into a 2,500 Cummins. It'll be a lot easier towing with that truck. It's just we're just using what we got. Like, it's not like we can't tow with the EcoDiesel. It's just, I don't know. I could be wrong. We might, put the weight distribution bars on the EcoDiesel, and it tows like a dream after that. Just, I was getting a little bit of sway sometimes, like when a transport truck was, coming up to me or whatever, whether I was, overtaking a transport truck or, sometimes some of these transport trucks were hauling. So whenever there was a larger vehicle passing me, like, I could feel it pushing on the trailer, and it would kind of kick the back end. So I had to like counter steer whenever, a large vehicle was, passing me, or I was passing them, because it was pushing on the trailer and it was kind of moving the back of the truck around. So with the weight distribution bars and having those sway bars in there as well, like, a lot of that should be gone. So I don't know, it might tow awesome after this, but I still think eventually I do want to get a 2,500 with the Cummins for towing. But for now, we're going to work with what we got. Henry says, that was flat, pulling empty, not a lot of hills, may make it a challenge. No, that's not true. So going from Arizona to SoCal, you have to go through the mountains. So we were towing up mountains and stuff like that too, and because you have to go through the kind of mountain range to get from Arizona to California. So yeah, and it was towing it no problem. Raphael says, when do you plan on raffling off the Hellcoda? Yeah, I'm definitely not in a position to be giving that away, but I'll let you know if that ever happens, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Jeff says, sorry about the typo. What car would you drop the Elephant into? Oh, that's a tough one. I think I would probably want to drop it into something that is situated already for that power plant, because I think it would be kind of fun. Like, I think dropping the Elephant into, and somebody's already doing it, I believe, but dropping it into like a Trackhawk, where it's got, all-wheel drive, where it can actually put all that power to the ground, and it's already set up for it. I think that would be a cool thing. Like, all you'd have to do is just take the Elephant, drop it in. It's already got the transmission for it. It's got all-wheel drive. Put some sticky tires on it. You probably have to upgrade some other stuff, but you guys get my drift. It's already set up to be able to put all that power to the ground. Maybe make it lightweight. Like, I don't know. But I think that would be probably the ideal platform to put it in, because you could actually use all the extra horsepower, I feel like. It got a set of long tube headers. It sounds like a mud truck. Build your wife a Hellcat swap Toyota Prius. Somebody actually already did that. I saw that at SEMA a few years ago. I think it had Donald Trump down the side of it. Somebody had one at SEMA. Mopar King says there's no space for that motor. I know. No, somebody did it. So if you guys check it out, put Hellcat swap Prius and put in SEMA. It was at SEMA. Or I can show you. Watch. Here, I'll flip over here. I'll show you guys. Hellcat swap Prius. SEMA. Images. Yeah, see? So this was it. It was at SEMA. It's like this army green looking thing. And it had, look at that. I think it was tubbed and everything in the back. It had some crazy slicks on it. Had a big old American flag and bald eagles down the side. But yeah, that was at SEMA. I don't know how they fit it in there. Oh, look. There you can see it just jammed in there. It's got a different blower on there. It looks like it's got a Whipple or something on it, but she's in there. It's pretty crazy looking. Pretty crazy. So yeah, it does already exist. Somebody's already done it. They did it a while ago. That was a few years ago. 2017 it says. Henry says, imagine that raffle on Dakota. Insanity. I know.
Raphael says, keep up the great work. Thank you, sir. Zemudo, I sub. Thanks for the sub, man. Appreciate it. Jeff says, where did they put the motor? I have to see this. Yeah, so I think hopefully you guys can see it there. But yeah, they somehow jammed that thing in there. I don't know how they got it in there, but they got it in there. They got it in. What about the trailer made it worth? What about the trailer made it worth going all the way to get it instead of finding one more locally to you? Either way, it's a nice trailer. Oh, so prices right now in California are crazy. So to buy, here's what I was battling. To buy a brand new no-name trailer, and when I say no name, I mean just like a whatever name. Like the trailer that we have is an actual brand name trailer, right? Whereas the ones I was finding over here were like $12,000, bare bones trailer. So they just had wood walls inside. You were just getting an empty trailer. The floor wasn't painted or finished. It only had like 4 D-rings, so like where you put your tie downs on, only had 4 in the whole trailer, so you'd have to add more. This one has like, I think like 8 or 10 already staggered through the whole trailer. This one has already like a laminate flooring on it. The interior is all finished with white aluminum paneling, so it's already all finished. And it has a finished roof or ceiling. So you guys saw like the ceiling's all finished, whereas a regular trailer is just got, you just see the actual studs and stuff and the actual top sheet. So this one's all decked out on the inside. Plus it had the cabinets all in the front. It already had a winch in it. It's got the gas can holder. It's got all the accessories inside. Plus the ramp, it's got all diamond, checker plating. Whereas again, a regular trailer just has plywood. It also has the flip out, that little flip out flap to make it smooth to drive up. And that's all checker plated, whereas a regular trailer doesn't even, that's an option on a regular trailer. And normally it's just made out of wood, whereas mine's all, diamond checker plated. So I guess my trailer, if you wanted to buy my trailer right now today, it's over $20,000 to buy new. So I got a good deal on my trailer. And at the same time too, it's got, like, when you buy, you would think just like a trailer is a trailer, it's just a box, right? But it's not like that at all. The suspension is usually, cheaper on the no-name trailers or like the cheaper brand trailers. A lot of them have like leaf springs and they sit a lot higher, whereas my trailer has torsion bars, so the suspension's a lot nicer. Plus, it's able to have the trailer sitting more low profile to the ground, since you don't have to have the leaves underneath. Leaf springs on top of the frame, and it has torsions. The trailer is able to ride lower, so we're able to load our lower vehicles up it. So it's not as much of a ramp to get into the trailer, which, vehicles like the Viper and stuff like that, and even the Dakota is pretty low. Getting it in there isn't as much of a chore. So, yeah, and then when I was looking at brand new trailers that were out of like Georgia and stuff like that, those were, it was a whole weird situation. The trailers out of Georgia were like $8,500, but when I did the math, it was like $8,500. I'd have to wait 8 to 16 weeks. It was like a huge waiting list. They didn't even, because of all the price, you guys already know the price of like lumber and steel and all that stuff is going up right now. You had to give them like a $250 deposit, and your price wasn't locked in until your trailer is ready. So you would give them like, $250 to $500, to order your trailer. And then the final price of your trailer isn't guaranteed until they deliver it. So you're waiting like 8 to 16 weeks, and with the way, lumber and everything's going up, because that's what they have to use, obviously, to build your trailer, the price of your trailer is just going up. So by the time it's ready, 2-3 months from now, that trailer might be $9,000 or $10,000, and you can either choose to walk away from your deposit, or, to cough up the extra, the extra money that they're now going to charge you for that trailer. So, not to mention, I did the math. If I were to get the trailer delivered back here, it would have cost me anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 to get somebody to pick it up in Georgia and deliver it to me. So there's no savings there. Or if I were to go and get it and drag it all the way back, it would have cost me, I kind of calculated, I think it would cost me like anywhere from like
I don't know, $600 and something to $1,000 in fuel, depending on how it's towing and whatnot. Because I think it's a few thousand miles to get all the way from there back to here, plus hotels, plus food. So when I found one that was only like 4.5 hours away, it just made all that much more sense to me to grab it. So Henry says the tree huggers are cringing with the Prius swap. I know, right? Somebody doing the dishes in the background? Yes, they are. Jeff says, I remember seeing this car a while back. That is amazing that they got the motor to fit. Have you seen Weston Chaplin's Mustang Cummins? I haven't really watched this channel too much. Nothing against them. I just haven't had time to really watch it. But I've seen like just little Instagram videos and stuff like that. But I haven't followed the build on it. But it's pretty cool that somebody's doing something different like that. How difficult is it to put a Hemi in a second gen Ram? Well, the good news is there's a lot of room in the second gen Ram, but I mean, you're gonna have to do a lot of wiring and stuff like that. But you could use like the Holley Terminator system. It's probably gonna be easier than to do something like that than to try to get all the electronics out of a newer Ram or whatever generation or year that you're pulling the thing from. But yeah, it's not impossible. I think it'd be a lot easier than the Dakota swap because we were so, we have a lot less room on the Dakota and we had to cram things in there, but we got it done. Do you plan on keeping the Hellcat swap stock or any other power mods coming once you work out all the kinks? Yeah, so we'll turn up the power probably, but I mean, right now the thing is nuts. So, I mean, it's super fast. I can only imagine we'll probably will, but I mean, it's already a rocket ship right now. The power to weight ratio is nuts. So, the truck's got to be like, once we can launch it and go from a dig, like the truck's got to be deep into the tens, just the way it is. So, not sure how much faster we want to go, but if we start trying to go faster than what it is right now, like we're gonna have to cage it and stuff like that, and probably have to cut through the dash to put a cage on that, unfortunately. So it's like, do we want to just keep it like a show vehicle, or do we want to cage it and go to the track with all of it? Initially, when I built that truck, I was thinking just I thought we were just going to put the engine and transmission in it and get it to run and, just leave the interior the way it is and turn it into a race vehicle. But just the further we got into it and, putting the touchscreen and the dash and everything in it, now it's like become like a really nice truck. So it's like, it's kind of a hard one. It's like, I almost don't want to like, destroy it, taking it to the racetrack, but I don't know. We'll see, because usually when you build something like a complete race truck, you like strip it and the inside's bare bones, and you just have a tack and a steering wheel and a seat, and that's about it. But we kind of went like show with the build, which is fine, but it's just kind of took a different direction than I originally intended. Build a Cummins swap Dakota. I thought that would be crazy. Henry says, you hit a home run with the trailer, all the extras set up already, what a score. Yeah, so I mean, I did alright on the trailer. And what I paid for it and the way things are going right now, I could easily make money on the trailer if I want to sell it. I had to beg the previous owner of the trailer to hold the trailer for me because his phone is ringing off the hook. It's just the way the market's going right now is almost like I was in like a bidding war for the trailer. There was guys from Texas that said they were going to drive all the way over to Arizona to pick that trailer up from him if he would hold it for them, but thankfully I got him to hold it for me and we made a deal and I went over there and picked it up, which I'm thankful it's out of the way. It's just something else I don't have to worry about. We already got our trailer and it's all done and ready to go. We just gotta do some maintenance stuff so we can make that long haul with it. Ben says, damn, that's insane. I'm glad you got a great deal, though. Right now, my parents are having a heck of a time even trying to buy a new or used camping trailer through the dealerships up here in BC. Yeah, it's nuts right now for everything. They want like $25K for a used one, 05, but to spend 5 years paying interest, and a new one is around $40K. Yeah, it's nuts right now. I mean, we're just seeing inflation take its toll right now from all the money printing, but that's another story. I'm pretty up to date with all the not politics, I want to say, but just like the economy and just what's going on with all the money and all the different stimulus and free money that's being handed out and stuff, and what's doing the economy. It's just crazy. Like is a bad time to be holding cash because it's just melting right now, the value of our dollar. Henry says prices would definitely have been jacked up when you picked it up. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. That's why I'm thankful that I found this trailer. Andrew says, any update on the hood work being done? Crazy, but I was interested in doing the same type of conversion on my Dakota, but just a hood from a Scat Pack without the extra vents on the side. No update other than what you guys saw, but I'm sure we'll have more progress on the hood this week, and I'll update you guys as soon as I see it. I haven't been over there yet, so. John says, how about those Viper Gen 2 values on the rise? Pretty much everything is going up in price, but yeah, I guess I've been benefiting from the Viper, prices going up as well. I don't have any intentions of selling mine, so it's kind of irrelevant to me, but it's kind of cool to know that, something that I got into early. Like, I bought the Viper when nobody was looking for Vipers. Like, they weren't even that cool. Like, the Gen 5 just came out, and people really weren't looking at Vipers. It wasn't until the Gen 5 and the ACR came out, everybody started kind of respecting the ACR a little bit more, and started looking at ACRs and Vipers. And the Gen 5 and the ACR Viper really kind of brought a lot of people's attention, to the Viper. I don't know why, but it had a lot of success. But I just mean, people weren't really looking at Vipers before all that, and now, since the Gen 5 Viper, like the last version of the Viper, had so much success, people are looking at Vipers even if it's not the Gen 5, which never happened before. But I got into my Gen 2 when nobody even really cared about Vipers, and now it's like, I just noticed it. Like, even when I first bought my Viper, yes, it was rare, yes, it was cool, and it drew attention, but now it's like, people, like even younger kids or whatever, even though I'm not that old, but you can see they know what the car is, whereas before they didn't know what a Viper was, and now it's like, it's got a lot more recognition just from the Gen 5, which it's cool to see. Matthew says, are you going to keep the Hellcoda? Yes, sir. That Hellcoda is not going anywhere. We are keeping it. John says, I have a Gen 2, and you bought at the right time. Yeah, I bought mine in 2016, and I went all the way to Kentucky for that car. I actually documented the whole road trip. If you guys go way back on my YouTube videos, you can see, like, you'll have to get past the fact that I wasn't the best at making YouTube videos back then, but you guys can see, like, my whole, Viper adventure, and, coming back with the car, and, doing all the mods to it, and, fixing all the stuff that was, issues and common issues with Vipers and stuff like that. It was a cool experience, but yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think we're like in an hour and a half or so, so I'm gonna call it for tonight's live. But we'll try to do it more frequently. I'll try to, as best as I can, as long as nothing crazy is going on, or all that stuff. I'll definitely try to do the Friday night lives every week. But if stuff happens and life gets in the way, it is what it is. But yeah, we'll try to keep it consistent and keep the Friday lives going. But if you guys haven't already, smash the thumbs up before you guys take off. Have a good weekend, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow as well. I'll see everybody tomorrow on the actual premiere for the Hellcoda episode. So if you guys want to chit chat there, I'll be there, live in the premiere tomorrow as well, so I can answer some questions. So hit that thumbs up for me. Hit subscribe if you're new. We'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys.